Hey, I'm JR.
And I'm Mike from the 18 Over Par with Mike and JR podcast.
Welcome to Season 5 of the pod, where we'll continue exploring the sights, stories, and sounds of golf on the prairies, where you'll find some of the most golf courses per capita of anywhere in the world. And beer. Lots of beer.
That's right, JR. More beer.
It's the 18 Over Par podcast with Mike and JR.
You suck, you jackass.
Welcome to 18 Over Par with Mike and JR, proudly presented by Bryce Matlashewski, who is an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth, and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. You can contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. I'm JR, he's Mike, and today we're joined by Rules of Golf instructor, Golf Manitoba Senior Four-Ball Champ, and Southwood member, Gord Hudson. It's been a while, but we're back, and I don't think we could have found ourselves in a better basement.
No, not at all. I mean, this certainly tops it. There's no simulator down here
so
that we
Darren
know
Hayden,
of.
Charmaine Hayden.
But it certainly is almost a museum of golf down here in the basement.
And you were away in Mexico, Mike, but you didn't swing them.
No, I was in Mexico, staying in Bucerias, just north of Puerto Vallarta, but didn't golf. We had the young family down there,
Yes.
So that was the first trip with my daughter Charlie, and it was good. It was she certainly tested us at moments, but it was a good trip. So we had fun. It's just expensive to golf down there. You know, it's like $100-200 US. I don't think it's worth it, especially if I'm going by myself. But
Did you see Sav?
I saw Sav Hadge, I saw the Kupfers, I saw the Stewarts, I saw everyone's parents down there. So,
But none of their children.
no, I did talk to a guy at the airport though. He played Vedante like four or five times.
Oh, wow.
So,
Well, that's all right.
shout out to him if he listens.
Well, we're global now. When we started out the pod, it was about 90% Manitoba listenership, and now it's about 60%. And the rest is from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
Armenia,
thank you for listening.
we're still big in Armenia.
Yes. Whether you're learning English or maybe we have some expats over there, we're big in Armenia. And speaking of daughters, Charlie was down in Mexico, and Sally's here tonight. Spring break. She's playing pool. Just another one of the fun things you can do
Nice.
down here.
Just a shark.
She's
On and off
she's got
the
to learn.
course.
Well,
Yeah.
she's going to win the March Madness pool this year, which will be the first. So we've done it every year for every year of her life. And this will be the first year that she's going to win it. Well, we'll give a shout out to Bryce Matlashewski, because we haven't done this in a while either. And he is an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth, and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. You can contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. You can also find him on our link tree. Just go to our Facebook or Instagram, and you will see his lovely face when you click on our bio. It'll be the first link that pops up. And we're going to have to take some pictures down here and show them on social, if that's all right with you, Gord.
Oh, it's fine.
I think so. We should get a picture of all three of us, maybe.
We should. And the dog, although the dog, what's it, Massey,
Yeah.
just had knee surgery.
Yep, meniscus. It's got a steel plate in there.
Holy.
Jeez.
Thanks to Dr. Sarah over at Bridgewater. A little plug there for him.
Yeah.
He looked
Oh.
after us very nice.
I might have to go see him.
Yeah, exactly.
I have taken my cat to Bridgewater,
Yeah.
so yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Don't
you.
ask me. I'm not a veterinarian.
How is your knee doing, Mike?
Oh, you know what? It's not great. Did a lot of walking in Mexico, and it's still a little tender. So
I heard that's good, except for dogs, right? Massey's stuck in the
He's
in the kennel?
confined to the kennel for 2 weeks,
wow,
and then just to the backyard to do his business and back in there. So
I could get on that recovery.
And we're drinking, all three of us drinking?
Carlsberg.
Carlsberg, wow.
Nice.
Carlsbergs.
And they are delicious. And we noticed, I don't know if you saw it,
And
Mike.
Danish.
The foosball table, the Carlsberg foosball
I
table.
did, yeah.
And
That's pretty
you
cool.
see the cooler
Underneath it.
underneath.
How
It's
about that?
impressive
What
stuff.
will they think of next?
It's just something
Damn.
everybody should have.
I bet.
Do you think they were drunk when they thought up that one?
Maybe. I bet Nikolai Ehlers would love it. Big
Point.
Big Danish guy.
Big Danish guy. Well, on that note, stay tuned to our social medias because Fourth Line Pub and Grill and ourselves at 18 Over Par might be doing a few things around the Jets come playoff time. So just keep it locked to our
That's cool.
Instagram and Facebook, and
I will
we'll
tune
get you
in.
on there.
I will watch the social medias. We got 969 followers
We do now.
on Instagram.
I didn't even know that we had that many.
No, I don't know.
I
But
haven't
lots
checked.
of bots out there. Lots of fake profiles,
people.
maybe. But keep the bots coming. It looks good.
Does Gord have any social media?
I don't post.
You don't
I watch.
He watches.
The onlooker.
I do have a spot on there, but only to watch. Yeah.
Smart way to do it, actually.
Yes.
I think the only reason why we have it is to post things about 18 Over Par and look at golf instruction videos.
That's right.
Or golf rules. We're going to get into the rules. We got a lovely looking book here, but we won't quiz you on all of it. But we'll kick it all off.
We're going to read it off word by word.
Yeah. Rule number by rule number. But no. Gord, how did you get into golf?
The standard one, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Dad was a very good golfer. He was at Southwood, same as me.
Mm-hmm.
Left there in '59, went to Pine Ridge. He was a life member there and was a definite stickler of the rules. And wasn't a rules official by any stretch, but he kept asking me about rules here, rules there. I kept looking it up, and next thing I know, I'm reading it. But I find it very interesting. I mean, it's very close to criminal code, reading the decisions. It has a lot of parallels there, so I enjoy it.
And we see are some of these across from us here amongst the plethora of golf clubs. Are some of these his you were mentioning?
Yeah, the hickory shafted putters were definitely his. Those old suckers behind there were my original clubs.
Oh, okay.
I mentioned Bill Thompson made me those ones at Old Southwood when Dad was there, and
I like the grips. That's the first thing I commented when I walked down the stairs. Is, I like the grips. Do his grips look familiar, Mike?
They look like yours. I have one. I have one Golf Bride like that, but yeah, they are nice grips.
Mm-hmm. Dude, do you remember the first time you beat your dad at golf, or did you ever beat your dad at golf?
it took me. He was 7 years old when I did it.
Wow.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He was 7 years old. I won at Pine Ridge. I walked off. He shook my hand. He says, "That's not going to happen again." He wasn't happy, and I mean, it happened more often than not after that. And then my son started beating him, and so then he kind of corralled. But my son's never beat me.
Oh, okay.
So
Yet.
I'm 66 this year. I got 4 years to go, and I don't think I'm going to make it. He's tied me, but yeah, he's never.
You're pulling out all the rules on that match, eh?
God, we're going up 13 at Pine Ridge, and my dad's kind of chuckling. It's just my son Garrett and I, and my dad, and I go like, "What's this match at?" He goes, "You're 5 down."
Oh.
I'm just shitting myself now. 5 down. I managed to tie it up on 18. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's actually pretty impressive.
yeah. Well, I couldn't go down. That was years ago, so I could. I mean, now I can give it up.
Right. So where does your son play?
He's at Southwood as well.
Is it Southwood? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Mm-hmm.
The Southwood connection, and you yourself, you're on the board there, correct?
I am on the board there. Yeah, I've been there 25 years. Big golf family. Dad was at Pine Ridge. Mom's at Pine Ridge. My older sister's at Niagara. Younger sister's at Southwood. My brother's in Vancouver. He's the youngest and has boycotted the game because of the rest of us. But his boys are big into it. So yeah.
Too bad for him.
Uncle Gord sent him some clubs down there. So.
Quite the bloodline I was reading about, like your dad and with curling and maybe baseball, and then his dad with curling.
See the curling rocks there too.
Yeah.
I'm guessing of those
Hall of
legit
Fame
ones.
and
Those
everywhere.
are my grandpas. You'll see in the corner over there, my dad and my grandpa's Hall of Fame stuff from the curling. Yeah, they're both, Grandpa won Briar in 28-29. Dad was there in 64, 67. My dad's in the Baseball Hall of Fame as well. So even though he was a good golfer, I don't think he got in that one. So, but
Just a
And there's still time.
family of
Still
athletes.
the dynasty has ended with that. So, definitely. Yeah. There's no more room for us. So.
And what exactly? So, are you allowed to say your position on the board, or like what does a board say at a private club do?
Basically, I'm a governor on the board, which there's 10 on the board, and basically I look after or I'm the chair of the golf committee. I co-chair it with Lori Lamont. We look after all the events at the club. Work closely with Steeper there and Gutty, and setting up events. like men's league, which they had the big pool last night for.
Yeah,
So-
I saw the emails. I've never seen so many emails before in my life regarding a men's league to sign up for it.
Yeah, it was like full at 7:01.
It was?
7 o'clock it opened, 7:01 it's full.
Wow.
So it's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Which is nice problem to have.
Yeah.
So, that's basically what the golf committee does. And the board itself, basically, we set policies and try to set the direction for the club, and then Gutty puts it into place in his management team. So,
And also a shout out to Rob Guthy.
Oh, yeah.
We were originally going to do this at Southwood, but then we're like, yeah, you know what? Closes at 8. Let's have some time, relax, chat about stuff, and for good reason, because there's lots to talk about based on just the history of you and your family, rules, and what we see all around us here in the basement.
In the
Is there a
museum.
name for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for it?
I don't have a name for this. I mean, I'm sure my wife has a name for it. But it's kind of the basement's mine. Okay, so. And in the back there where the bedroom is, there's a little office, and that's kind of my rules office. It's just plastered with charts and stuff.
Wow.
And flow charts.
And you have the quiet please sign, too, right by you, by your spot on the
This is big
couch.
for the Masters. As I said to JR, that when the Masters is on, there's like 10 TVs. There's no talking. Somebody comes down here, the quiet sign. The Masters is the biggest event of the year for me, that's for sure.
And you had this made, or is this from
And my
the
daughter
Masters?
made that up. So we had the big Masters party last year here. It was just priceless with all the paraphernalia. I've got cartons full of paraphernalia, having been there a few times. So it's the most important week. So
And on that note, you can check out our Facebook or Instagram page. Got a little contest running for who's going to win the Masters.
Is that right?
And yeah, score versus par, and you can win some stuff via Cool Bet.
Ooh.
And maybe some 18 over par golf balls. So yeah, just check out our Instagram and Facebook. Who do you have to win it this year, Gord?
that's a good question. I don't know. I think you'd be crazy not to bet Scotty Scheffler. I mean, God. But
Scheffler. Yeah.
A lot of people, I don't know. Actually, I shouldn't say a lot of people. I don't know. Speaking for myself, I would like to see Rory win it.
yep.
And he's been playing really, really well.
Certainly. That's one of the storylines. And he'll finish his, Grand Slam
Yes.
if he gets the Masters. And he's
Yeah.
been playing well. But the course kind of has his number in that way that he never really does that well at Augusta.
Yeah, and he never seems to get over the line.
My dark horse, Shane Lowry, I think he's always up there at the
You love
Masters.
Sugar Shane. I put 20 cents on Nick Taylor, and it pays out $40. So
Sweet.
I think he was plus 20,000.
Yes.
That's back when he was kind of on a roll. I'm like, maybe he can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe he can win it. Got to put some money on the Canadian.
Yeah, it comes down to knowledge of that course and
Yeah.
putting. It's all about
Horses
putting.
for courses.
Yeah.
We hear it all the time, and especially at the Masters at Augusta National. And if you wanted to hear a little bit more about Augusta National and the Augusta Country Club right next door?
Right.
Jason Nickel from this season,
Yeah.
season 5, episode 2. He was down there this year playing the Augusta Country Club.
Sister course.
Sister course.
Overlooking.
Overlooking, although I think he said in it because of the storms last year, or the hurricane, I believe it was.
Hurricane Helene.
Yes.
Or Helen.
Knocked down a bunch of trees, and so from Augusta Country Club, you can actually see onto Augusta National, and the members don't want that. So they said the first thing they're going to do is, as soon as they can, put up some trees so you can no longer see Augusta National from.
Yeah, you can see it
Augusta
through
Country Club.
12T. Looking over 11 green, you can see a fairway up there.
Oh.
Yeah, but with the hurricane, I guess that view got a little wider.
Yeah.
It got a bit better. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what the course looks like. Kind of went a little bit off the way there, but obviously we talked about rules. You have the giant book in front of us. How did you get into the rules? You said kind of your father was maybe
Yeah, Dad
drove
was
you down that path.
Yeah, Dad was a stickler on the rules, and I've always had an interest in it. To me, I know everybody says, "Oh, I play for fun. I don't play by the rules," but I'm going like, to me, the rules. Obviously, I'm a little opinionated, but to me, the rules help you out way more than they hurt you. And if you understand that book, it can benefit you big time.
Well, maybe what's one of the rules that you, say if Mike and I are playing, or you're going out there on your Sunday morning playing against buddies, what's a rule that maybe you can take advantage of out there?
Well, relief from certain areas, and like from cart paths. I mean, the problem is with the cart path. Most guys say it's your nearest point of relief when you're taking off cart path, not your best point of relief. So, sometimes you got a bush on one side and beautiful fairway, but your nearest point would be in the bush, and then they kick it the other way. So, in that sense, it wouldn't benefit you. But to take relief from a cart path, and just beside it is a puddle of water. Now you can drop it in the puddle of water, get relief from the temporary water next to a ribbon
Right.
tree, and then take relief from the ribbon tree, and the next thing you know, you're out in the fairway. So
Right.
saw it a couple of weekends ago on the tour where the
Right.
guy had in the rough.
Yeah.
He was
on
a sprinkler head,
and now he's in the fairway.
and then he
Yeah.
dropped it right next to the other sprinkler head
Yep.
or something.
Yeah,
and then
right.
he
Yeah, I
went
forget
to
who
the
that
fairway.
was.
And he won the tournament.
Sepp Straka.
Yeah.
Our boy Sepp Straka. I've won some money
Maybe.
on him this year.
I'm not sure. Is that
Okay,
right?
Yeah. Terry James will let us know.
Yeah.
Our resident fact
I
checker.
don't-
and my dentist.
He is your dentist. Oh, there you go. See,
Played a lot of
small
golf
world.
against Terry. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we played with him first time last year, and yeah, he can play.
Oh yeah.
He can certainly play. And then, so back to rules. What's maybe one of the more common infractions you'll see guys like Mike and I make on the golf course?
This is simple. Rule 8.1. We'll leave it at
Real
that.
simple. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great.
No, we call that, it's called CATS, conditions affecting the stroke, where you'll see it all the time, especially at Southwood, when you get that ball down in the fescue, and then the next thing you know, you're not looking, there is the fescue fairies, and all of a sudden the ball's sitting perfect. You know, it's stamped behind the fescue and press it down, or in the rough, a step behind it, and
Got
all
it,
of a sudden
yeah.
you got this perfect lie, right? You know, so
You can't do that.
apparently not.
Okay.
No, so that's the big one, or the tree dance where you get the ball in the bush and you're kicking your legs out to make sure the branches are spread. And so, no, you can't affect anywhere where the lie of the ball, where your stance is, where your intended swing is, or where you plan to hit your ball. You can't start bending tree branches around. and
What about backing into one? Say, like to kind of get it out of your.
that's a belief that as long as I'm backing in,
Right.
I can do whatever I want, which is kind of true, but not totally.
Okay.
You have to take the least obtrusive way. That's the way the rule book says.
Least obtrusive.
So
okay.
if there's a branch there, you just can't back it in to get it out of the way if you could get in from behind it. So
Interesting.
and
Yep.
if you take that little backswing in a practice and knock a tree branch down, and now when you take your practice swing, oh, it's not there anymore. This is a bonus. So that happened. Garth Collings phones me one day, and it's like Tuesday. So I know at the time he's playing senior putter. I know it based on the time. And he's going, I can hear him. He's in the bush. He's going, Gordy, I need a ruling. And he's got, I go, Garth, where are you? And I know he's at the bend there. And he goes, I'm in the bush. I've taken a practice swing, and I hit a tree, knocked a branch down. Says, but I'm going to change the position I'm going to play it a different way. And he's going, so I don't get a penalty, right? And I go, no, you still get a penalty. It doesn't matter which way you go.
Oh.
And he goes, so I add a stroke? And I go, no, you add two, Garth. And he's going like, two, you're wrong. And I'm going like, yeah, I don't think I'm wrong, Garth.
Nice try, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Garth's my frequent caller.
That's good to know. We might have to put you on speed dial now because I did because obviously that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I'd back into something. I would be breaking off tree branches.
Oh, yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Well, if you're going in to take your stance and that's the way it happens, and a tree branch happens to break while fairly taking your stance, then you're okay. It's if you are doing one of these and snapping a branch and
Right.
stomping it down and making a nice clear path for you. All right. It's kind of going back to that, your charter of rights where it says about reasonable and unreasonable. If what you're doing in the golf is reasonable, well, then you're going to be okay.
One I know I always take advantage of, and it's kind of to help with pace of play, is you bang one off the tee. Like, I could probably find it, and without taking a provisional, you just go up there and then you can't find it, but you drop a ball there anyways. So, I don't know, would that be stroke and distance? Does that count? Like, technically you got to go back and hit another one?
Yeah, anytime you lose a ball or hit it out of bounds, you got to go back. But there is a model local rule, E5 in there,
Okay.
that allows you to do exactly what you described.
Okay.
But you would have to be as part of your, you're playing a Saturday weekend game and your buddy's saying, yeah, okay, I'm sure this happens a lot. We're going to invoke model local rule E5.
It will now.
But we do it like when you go on a trip, like we were just in Mexico in December, and we do that exactly because you don't know the golf course you're playing.
Right.
You get around the corner, you go, oh, shit, I wouldn't have done this if I would have known that was there. So you just flip it out. You can put it out 2 club lengths out onto the fairway.
And you're
play
good.
from there. So, and it's exactly the same penalty structure as it would have been. So
Any questions on rules, Mike?
Yeah, I got lots. I
better have a sip.
Well, I guess, your rules official for Golf Manitoba, correct?
That's who is, I do Golf Manitoba, Golf Canada, PGA of Manitoba. And last year I was fortunate to do, I was a guest official at the PGA of Americas one with
the Centerport Canada Rail Park Manitoba Open.
But you got your mic in front of it.
Let's
Mike's
say that
wearing
again.
his
That's
sweater.
the Centerport Canada Rail Park Manitoba Open. And that's pretty cool. So how do you prep for a tournament? What's involved? How many rules officials are there? I guess it depends on the size of the tournament maybe, but what all goes into it?
Yeah, we've got we call them the majors for Golf Manitoba with our amateur, mid-am, senior, stuff like that. And we'll try and have 6 level 3 officials. We're running low because the age is high. Like our average age is about 103. It's tough, and we'd love to have more. But and the level 3 is the top level, which can do. They used to have a 4th level, but they've changed to 1, 2, 3. And 3 gives you the opportunity to do national tournaments.
Wow.
So
okay.
that's what I am. We've got about 6 or 7. The level 2s would do provincial, like locally. Actually, we have a clinic this weekend. I'm teaching on Friday, Saturday, Sunday for that, myself and Don McDonald. And so that would be for the majors. The minor tournaments, we can kind of squeak away with 3 or so if the tournament director has their official classification. It's tough because if you have pace of play officials, you can get away with that many stuff because it's I don't know. It's like at the PGA level, when we did the Manitoba Open here, I think we had about 4 on each side, 5 on each side. But for the week, I looked after the 14th and 15th of Southwood, which was 5 and 6 for the tournament.
Right, yeah, tournament.
I didn't move. That was the only hole. I know every inch of those 2 holes. I know where every sprinkler head is, everything. So it gets a little boring, but it's interesting with the Golf Manitoba. We do probably 90% rulings and 10% pace of play. But with the PGA, it was 95% pace, 5% rulings. So, which is
interesting.
Kind of the way I would say with the PGA of Manitoba too. They all know the rules pretty much. So it's about pace. It's about keeping them going. Because it's funny that the local PGA guys, our club pros, are the slowest.
Wow.
And
They're the ones harping on you, yeah.
But I shouldn't say they're not all that way. That's for sure.
Yeah,
but
thanks, Steeper.
Yeah, let's name some names here. No, but so yeah, you said pace of play, and then are you actually watching what the players are doing, or they'll ask you for a ruling? Is there any time where you would catch something and then have to you obviously don't throw a flag, but I'm coming at this that I haven't competed in any amateur events or tournaments, so I don't really know a lot about the officiating side of this, but and I think I saw in your that you do the markings for maybe the spray paints on the course for
the Golf Manitoba tournament just for if there's
we do all that marking,
ground under repair, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it's so that I've pre-marked for the PGA event in the past, or for the qualifiers. I was out this year marking with Akash Patel, who's the head rules official, or the lead one, comes out a couple weeks earlier. And so with them and Dustin, the greenskeeper and stuff, we do that. So for the amateur events, certainly we pre-mark. A lot of the courses are pretty well marked already. Some, if you go to the rural ones, they need a little bit of a hand mark in it. So we'll look after all that part of it.
So how does one then get to a level 3? Obviously, there's certain levels. Is it going to seminars? Is there online tests? Like if I wanted to be an official or get into it, how would I go about that?
Yeah, level 1 you can do on a computer in a minute. And level 1 is basically golf etiquette, that kind of stuff. And you can do it online. Level 2, you do in person. We'll do it in the weekend. There is an exam. You don't have to do the exam, but if you want to officiate, then certainly you're required to do that. And then it's the weekend, and then you got to do practicals where you come out, you do a ride along with us.
Oh, okay.
And get some experience out there. And then you have to put in a certain number of hours. And I really don't remember what that is, quite honestly. But
You put in enough?
Yeah, I've got enough. And then level 3, it gets up to a little bit more. So the level 2 is based on a smaller book than this.
Okay.
The one we're looking at is the official guide. So that has all the clarifications in there as well.
Well, I remember seeing like a little book that you get, whether it's like through Golf Canada or whatever, and you can take along with you in your bag.
Tiny thing, yeah. And then, but I think those have been replaced really.
Oh, they are.
Like I've got
Just
2
online,
apps
right?
on my
Yeah.
phone from the RNA and the USGA. They're so good that, I mean, you really don't even need that thing. So, but
It looks cool though.
yeah, well, there's a lot in it. And I was going to say that I wrote it down because I can never remember. But if you think of that book, it's got 25 rules in it. There's 79 definitions, 261 clarifications, which all rules come out of it. Even the definitions, there's a rule that comes out of it. So there's a lot to note. They change those clarifications quarterly, or they modify them. They don't change them. And then you've got 89 model local rules. You've got committee procedures where there's 52 sections.
Oh, jeez.
You got equipment rules, pace of play, and the handicap manual. So there's a little bit to know. And that's when you get to all those, that's that level 3. And then they start, you have an open book and a closed book where you have to know the section numbers, which really, so it's to do well on the exam because you're timed on the exam. It's 2 hours, I think now. You got to do it every 3 years, I think, recertify.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess that's a good thing if you're out there officiating events. You want someone who knows it.
There's no way you're going to know that book inside and out. I mean, if you ask me a rule, I'm going to know the answer to it. But if you're going to tell me where it is in that book, I might have to spend a little while to find it. And that's kind of the message we give to all our rules officials. We don't care how long it takes you to make the decision. Just make it right. So if you don't know the answer when a golfer's there, then tell them, I'll get back to you. It doesn't have to be applied then. Then I'll get back to you by the next tee. Just make sure it's right. And we're all on the radio. So if you need help, call. I've called Don many times where I'm going like, I'm having a brain fart here. So
Don't know the section.
well, you don't.
What
You
section
start
is
to
this one under?
second guess yourself. And you're sitting there, holy shit, how do I take relief from a cart path? Like, I've only done it 50 million times. So, but anyway, you do at the time.
So who manages the rules of golf? I think I know this answer, but like obviously, who's putting all this together every year?
Basically, 2 governing bodies: the RNA and the USGA, and we follow the RNA. So that book there is, as you can see on the front there, our USGA. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way that the World Handicap System's gone now too.
Oh,
Everybody
right,
had
yeah.
different ones. Right now, it's all together as the world one. Difference of opinions whether that helped or not, but when they changed the rule book in, like, this is as of 2023, the rules were all rewritten in 2019 to make it a little more user-friendly language. We had like through the green and things like that didn't translate well into some other language,
Right.
So it's, rub of the green, they had that term and stuff.
Yeah.
So that, by translation-wise, it didn't work. So I think they did a marvelous job of rewriting this. It's so much more user-friendly, way easier to study.
I haven't read it yet. It's on my read list.
We know how you are with books, Mike.
I'll read half of it.
Are there pictures in there?
Yeah.
That usually helps.
Let me know if I should read the first half.
I think there are lots of
half.
diagrams. Yeah, I know that much.
But I read that they update the rules every 4 years. Probably not significant changes, but they're kind of looking at it and then releasing a new version. Is that correct?
Yeah, and then you get those clarifications that they send out quarterly. So we get those all the time, and there'll be one actually right now, the beginning of April. So you'll get another update on them, and then so
Do you just get an email? Like, what is an update?
yeah, you get it's a printout, or you can look it up on the
Facts.
RNA or
Okay,
the
facts.
USGA.
Get the facts, like Bryce Matlashewski.
Yeah, and it's just I just print it out and stick it in the Bible there.
Yeah.
So you get the updates, and then you got to go back and start crossing out where they've changed something.
Wow.
That makes sense, yeah. Jeez.
Any new significant changes for 2025?
I think one of the I knew you were going to ask me that right just there, and I'm trying to think now. Well, one of the big ones that we found was like when you go in on a tournament day and you go into the scoring tent, we used to have a rope around, and then we'd spray a white line because once you're in there, you sign your card, you cross that white line, you're out of the scoring tent. So if you go out and you go, oh, wow, I had a 4, not a 5 there, or vice versa, you're outside that scoring line. It's done. So if you signed for a 4 and you actually had a 5, you'd be DQ'd.
Jeez.
So now what they've done is that they've given you a 15-minute grace period. So you go out, you come up, I think it's 15. That they're going to, so you've just cracked open a beer and you're going, holy shit, I had
Yeah, right.
I was wrong. And you get back there and they go, yeah, okay, that's cool. So it's, you know, I think those ones, or you had the penalties where, you know, some, 200 millimeter lens came in and said, well, a pebble.
Right.
Like, that's just ridiculous. So I think that's where they've really cleaned that thing up and made it user friendly. There's no, I hear it all the time from Garth. Another stupid rule. There's no stupid rules, Garth. There's stupid golfers. That's what there is. No,
I'm surprised you should put that up somewhere down here. Are no stupid rules, only stupid golfers.
No, I don't. That's not even fair. But I only say that because it's Garth. So
I read one. It was replacing damaged clubs. But I think that was in 23. It came up, where you used to not be able to get a new club if you damaged it accidentally, not on purpose or in rage.
Yeah,
or we drove over it with a cart or something, because that happens. An official drive over a guy's club. But if you smash it in rage, then you're still out of luck. So
be an official driving over your club. Yeah,
it happens. Yeah.
Oh, that would be something. Yeah, looking for a ruling, then there goes my pitching wedge.
Yeah. Do you? I guess in the local events, whether it be amateur or in pro, do you get many equipment violations or non-conforming equipment? I feel like that'd be tough to police.
It would be, and I say the equipment rules. The equipment rules is like a binder. We don't even bother with that. Like if we have, we used to bring it
to
out,
know.
But it changes all the time. So if someone, I think I've had it twice, actually both at Carmen too. A lady had a question about her putter, and I'm going, now I've got to start Googling it, and again, Garth asked me all the time, because Garth's always buying used clubs. He goes, I use this wedge. I go, and actually last year, 2 years ago, I was doing a PGA event at Carmen, and I'm on the first tee, and actually Terry Riley was about to tee off, and he had the dots from the simulator on his driver head.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was saying to all the guys as they go up there, he says, count your clubs, mark your ball. So you got a marker on it, and make sure you don't have any dots on your clubs. They're going up. When I see TR going up with his driver, and I said, TR, you got to take the dots off your club. And he's laughing. Yeah, sure, Huddy. Oh, that's funny. And I go, no, I'm serious. Like, you take one swing with that club, you're DQ'd. And he goes, and the other guys in the group, he says, he's not kidding. So he picked them off. He ended up winning the tournament. I'm going like, you'd think he'd buy me a beer. But no.
Maybe after he listens to this, hopefully we'll have Terry Riley on this summer. Get back to Niagara.
Yeah,
and play.
I was thinking about non-conforming balls. If that was
I thought that was. I remember when I was working back in the day, that was because there was a few that were, because everyone wanted that Pro V1 ball, but if you couldn't afford it, so there's a bunch of knockoffs that you could get. And I forget what they were called. They're like Intech or something like that. But I always kept on hearing that
there's one
those
on
are
the ball
legal
rack up there from my dad's time. It was smaller. I can't think of what it was called. I could take a look, but it was smaller and it flew like crazy. There's less wind, on it. I guess, but I've never seen a non-conforming ball issue. Maybe cracked ball, you'll get questions on that, but or damaged ball off a cart path.
Well, I had one. I remember I was playing, and I was at Southwood. It was in I don't know if there's an overall name for it. It was the match play, the handicap match play, and my ball exploded. I hit it, and it just exploded. So I'm like, well, I got to play another ball off the tee and kind of go back in and get a ruling. And I think we called Baldy, and I forget what the rules outcome was, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get penalized for that. I just got to hit another ball at the tee, and that was my ball.
Yeah, the stroke doesn't count, and you put another ball into play. It's funny because that happened at a PGA event here, and the ruling wasn't me, but gave the ruling that you had to play with the largest half of the ball. And It was just bizarre.
Really? That wasn't a joke?
Oh no! And I got a phone call right after that from them because I had a
largest half of the
replacement
ball.
rules official to cover for me for that
Oh,
event.
okay.
And I'm going like, he did what? Imagine hitting the half a ball into the cup. But anyway, bad ruling.
Bad ruling. Okay. Sometimes it happens, right?
It
Rules
does.
officials make mistakes too. We're human.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think one that maybe we kind of already touched on. What would be the most commonly misunderstood rule?
I would say that a cart path nearest point of relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be current pace of play rules? And does that differ, amateur to pro or?
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, the rule book doesn't say it recommends playing within 40 seconds, 50 seconds for the first player of the group of the foursome, 40 seconds for that. And that's the way Golf Manitoba does it.
Mm-hmm.
That the first one to put the ball into play gets 50 seconds. The second one gets, second, third, and fourth get 40 seconds. And really, if you play within that timeline, you'll never, ever have a problem with pace.
Do you find it more so off the tee or on the fairway, or like I would think putting would probably be?
Yeah, putting is a
peeve for
pain
that.
in the butt. Like aim point was the worst thing that ever happened to the rules of golf. It's great to use. I love it, but wow, it slows up play. And I know the aim point people go, well, if you do it right, but you know what? I think there's a large contingent of people that use aim point that just stand up there and flip fingers and say, hey, look at me, I'm doing aim point, and they're. I think that'll be the next rule that you'll see change in that book. That at least to limit it for that caddies can't do that, like on the tour level. I mean, if you're playing your club event, who cares? But in a tour level, why the caddy can straddle the line is beyond me. That should be the player's job. And anyway, I think that was, I don't know. I'm not a huge pace issue. I don't care much about pace. It's just, which is funny because my dad he was just the worst about pace. Like, it was no fun playing with him. He was like, go, run. And I'm going, like, God. I just don't get the argument there. Like, if I shoot 72 and you shoot 92, you're taking 20 more shots. Well, 20 more shots, if you play within the rules at 40 seconds a shot, you're 40 or 50 seconds, you're playing 13 to 15 more minutes. So
That's
if
a
the
whole
time
hole.
par,
It's an entire hole more.
if the time par is 4:15, well, you're coming in at 4:30. And chances are the 92 player is going left, right, playing. So they're walking more. So now it's 4:35, 4:40. So I don't know. What I found as an official, when the play gets slow, it's usually the more challenged golfer or the ones who are struggling, and you tell them to play faster. Well, now they're under more pressure, so they play worse. And it just slows it up. Like, you never have a problem with the Garth and the J-Mac, out in fact, like, it's the two fastest golfers there ever were. And they're so good that they never get into trouble. Well, J-Mac got into trouble once for sure. But those guys are so good.
Wait. Let's hear about
I
that.
think I remembered that when we were having some wine and cheese at Southwood before the holidays. I think I remember about J-Mac getting into trouble. He does play. I have played. We call him Baby Rhino. I have played with him, and yeah, he is lightning fast.
Yeah, he is real fast.
And incredible at golf as well. Like, really good player.
So good.
I think he showed up just in time for our tee time, and I think he shot 72 at Breezy. I don't know what it was. It was like
didn't play
72,
well.
74. Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is insanity, but
No, I
good
got
for you.
scratched off his Christmas list at a mid-am at Bell Acres. I think he was in the lead, and I was on the 12th hole, the par 5 that runs along the farmer's field. And I was up by the water on the left from 13.
is that the straightaway par 5 at
dead
Bell Acres?
straight.
Yeah.
Good birdie hole, actually. So, and I'm up by the water, and I have no idea what's going on behind me, but all of a sudden I can see J-Mac, and he was playing with Jesse Skelton, and I don't know who the third was. And he fires a ball up over the trees beyond and towards the water area. And I'm right by the water, so I know it's not in the water. But he comes up, he's looking, and he's like 75 yards past the water. He's looking all over the place, and he goes, well, I guess it's in the water. And I'm going like, Yeah, no. You got to be virtually certain. And I'm going, and I know I don't need to explain to him. He's played enough golf, but it's 95% certain you're in the water. And it's not, if it's not there, then it must be in there. That's not the way it is. So he's got to go back and play another one. Well, he's not pleased with me, but I'm going, like, you just knocked the ball in the water. Like, what's the big deal? And I can tell, like, Jesse's not looking and the other guy's not looking. So something's going on. And then I find out later that J-Mac had put his tee shot in the bush and tried to hit it out, had to take a drop. So by the time he'd hit it into the water, he'd already had like 5 strokes. So then he took his next shot, put it in the bush right, knocked it on the back of the green. And I think he one putted for an 11 or something.
Yeah.
And Alan McDonald won. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
I didn't even know about all the crap that happened back there, but I got blamed for it. So
J-Mac, I forget what season he was on, but we interviewed him as well.
I don't know if you brought that up or not.
I don't think so.
well, he never blamed me. I'll tell you that. But he is so good at that game.
But it goes to show you, even the best
Oh,
take an
for
11.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I was talking about Garth, and I keep picking on him here, but he did it at Granite Hills, where he had his opening day at the Mid-Am a couple years ago, and he shot like 92. Like, that's so un-Garth, right? But being Garth the way he is, the perfect gentleman, he comes out. Most guys would have withdrawn, at his caliber, but he comes out for the next day to play, and we were staying in a cabin right across from him, and I went over. Him and Jesse were together, and he was pouting, so I took him some cookies, and of course, Garth, that made him happy. Trying to cheer him up, and I know he's out first because he played bad. So we had steak that night, barbecued, so I put some steak on the hood of his car. So the next morning, the bears are eating the steak off the hood of his car. Yeah, got to cheer up old Garth there. So.
I think he opened up season 4, Garth Collins.
Yeah.
Of the pod. Season 4, episode 1. I believe that was Garth. He opened one of the seasons of 18 Over Par, so you can go back in the
last season.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he wouldn't have much to talk about with golf. That guy is so good at golf.
He is. He's an incredible human being too.
Oh yeah, perfect gentleman. And he played with. He was out early, and he's playing with somebody who would normally lucky to shoot 92 and guy was just freaking out because I'm playing with Garth Collins. Yeah. I tell you what, here's a little tip. Whatever he pulls out of his bag, you pull out of yours. Chances are it'll be the right club. Yeah. So.
That's not a bad idea.
I got one from a listener. Does a hole-in-one count if you're playing alone?
Yeah, a hole-in-one's a hole-in-one. It's
right.
It's I don't know. It'd be tough to attest it for.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be the hard
I
part.
think I saw on Golf Manitoba you can't. They won't give you the award.
Yeah.
If
you gotta have someone to
yeah
sign off on it.
Yeah.
They witnessed it.
Yeah, I mean it's funny how that always happens. It's like qualifying for Mundie Putter that guys when they play by themselves shoot 68 all the time. But
right. Yeah. Well, I mean,
play with a buddy that's 81.
On that note, Mundie Putter, you got quite some experience with Mundie Putter. When did you first start getting into, say, the competitive side of golf?
I was old Southwood.
Okay.
Obviously, and I couldn't even put a year on that. I mean, like I said, I've been there for 25 years. It's such a good league, Mundie Putter, and now Senior Putter for me. That Senior Putter starts at 55, but that's the picture over there where we won the Mundie Putter. I might have been dancing on the bar that night at Southwood. But, yeah, that was a good one. And you see there's probably 3 or 4 guys in that picture there that it's a good crew of guys there. So
Yeah. It's a nice picture. Where was that at?
that was at Southwood.
Yeah.
Did that with a timer on the camera to run myself in there.
On film or film?
The film. That's
Some
how
of
it
our
gets it
listeners
so
don't
big.
even know what film is.
Exactly.
So then you've pretty much been playing then competitively since you started
more
almost.
putter in that.
More
You know,
putter,
I mean,
okay.
I didn't do a lot of Golf Manitoba stuff.
Okay.
I've officiated way more than I played in, that's for sure. But now I only play in the senior. You know, that's my one tournament a year, or the match play.
Got it.
So
And then Senior Four-Ball. That was relatively new. Was it the inaugural year for the Senior Four-Ball?
in that format.
In that format,
I
and
think
you
so.
won it.
Yeah, we played well that day.
And who was your partner?
Randy Wozniak, pictures up there. He played well on the front nine. He shit the bed on the back nine, but
You picked him up on the back?
yeah, I was 4 under playing 18, and I knocked it in the water. We were playing at Minnewaska, and I go, I'm thinking, I have no idea what other guys are shooting, but I put it to about 1.5 foot. I think I can still make par. I missed the putt, and I'm going. So I made bogey, but I'm going so finished 3 under. But funny too, because Wozni comes in. I see him the next year, and he's got golf balls made up as that title, whatever that was, the 4-ball champion of the year. And I'm going like, hey, this was a 2-person event. Like, where's my name on here? Wow, he's like kind of wrote it off like he did it himself.
What's the 4-ball format? Remind me and the listeners, what does that mean?
4 balls, you take the best ball of the 2 players. So it's 4 balls, the rule book thing, but most guys call it a best ball. It's like how you play Mundie Putter, Senior Putter.
So everyone plays their own shot. You play your own ball throughout the entire round, and then just whoever has the better score out of the partner.
You make 4, we take
a 4.
score.
Yeah.
So then you're playing against another 2.
Right.
Take the better ball of the 2, and you can do it both in stroke play or match play. So
And then better ball.
that's the same.
Oh, I thought there was a difference between best ball and better ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
Best ball is 4 ball. So it's just a different term. So
Yeah.
like in the rule book, it's called 4 ball.
Okay. Because I think in like lots of the scrambles, people will call it like a best ball, but it's really the actual golf term for it is a better ball, no?
Yeah, it's like a scramble.
Oh.
Well, if you're playing a scramble around, right? Because isn't that what we do?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like what we do on The Sims.
The Sims, yeah.
That's a 2-man.
It's a 2-man scramble, but really you're taking the better ball. So it could be, I guess, a better ball.
Well, in that case, you'd be playing from the same location, right?
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Right. Sort of like a scramble situation.
Yeah.
The rules don't really talk about, well, it does mention scramble in there, but it's not one of your forms of play, your major forms of play.
Right,
It is
of course.
mentioned in there for sure,
But it seems like, like 4-ball is what's used, because that's right, Mundie Putter, you mentioned, that's the format for that, where no handicap, no strokes. It's you go out there, you play your ball.
yeah. Well, our men's league at Southwood, it's a 4-ball, but handicaps are applied. So,
But there's only 2 people. There's only 2 balls, Jordan.
Per team.
Okay.
Unless you're Tim
everybody
Ringling, there's
plays
only
their own
1
ball.
ball.
So there's
Maybe,
4 out there.
Yeah, there's 4 balls out there, Mike.
4 balls.
I'm focusing way too much on this. Yeah.
Well, on that note, this was kind of, I don't know if I gave you this one as a prep question, but what would you say has been your greatest golf accomplishment so far up until this point? Whether it's officiating, whether it's on the course, actually playing, maybe it's both. Would it be the Senior Four-Ball? Would it be beating your dad?
You know what? The competitive part really isn't a big deal to me. I wish I would have paid more attention to it. When I joined Southwood 25 years ago, I was a 14 handicap. I was working. I was playing maybe 10, 20 rounds. I saw my dad was good, and I said, maybe I should take this seriously. So I joined Southwood, and I joined that short game center at Taylor and remember that one?
Yeah, Taylor and
Waverly. Right where the refit center is.
I remember that
there's
place.
a short game center there?
Yeah,
I don't remember that at all.
Cool.
It was real good.
There's like a bucket of balls. There's probably 3 or 4 holes.
Really?
And you just hit to the green, and
You
then
hit
you move
balls all day long.
You can move to the next kind of station and hit
that's really
balls.
smart.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was at Southwood there. I was 14. I joined that short game center, hit balls like crazy, and my handicap dropped down to 9. And then I said, okay, I want to win the club championship in 5 years. Didn't do it. But, I got my handicap down, and I won in my 6th year. So it was that was the goal. I mean, I enjoy that. I mean, that was kind of my sports center. But
yeah, that was your goal, and you achieved it.
Yeah, I got to the Canadian Senior 2 years ago. Shit the bed there, but
you can say you played in it. But I think it's a pretty, at that age, as for a senior, probably just a good group of guys just going out there trying to have some fun.
Well, it was fun because I was sharing a room with Fanning and Doyle.
Oh, geez, okay.
I mean, they're so good. It's just ridiculous. And, of course, I didn't play well the first day. I think I was 82 or something. I figured I got to shoot par or maybe 2 over to make the cut. I play my first hole. I'm starting on the backside, and I'm coming up short my first 2 shots. I'm going, what is going on? And I check my rangefinder, and it's flipped over to meters.
Oh.
I go like, now I'm teeing off on the 3rd hole, which I bogeyed in the last, round in my practice rounds. And now I'm Googling how to change from meters to yards on a Bushnell. And I played the rest of the day 2 over par, but I missed by 2. So
Interesting.
what an idiot.
You maybe one of the guys switched it on you as a prank.
No, I know when it happened because Todd picked me up and I chucked it in the back of the truck and probably I threw a bag on it and
Yeah.
something happened. But anyway, it was a nice day out there. We went fly fishing and up in Pemberton. Nice place. So
Well, that would be all right too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Better
But
take
I always
advantage of it.
point to I won a Canadian Tour event there with Lee Williamson, 2005. I was caddying for him at Pine Ridge. So
Oh,
I got a Canadian Tour event win under me.
so did some caddying as well.
Yeah, that was I did a lot for the Open here, and then I met Robbie Oppenheim, who I keep in touch with him, and that newspaper there, he caddied for me on an event afterwards, and then I caddied for him on the web.com.
Cool.
And yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
I guess it would help having someone who knows the rules as well as you do on the bag.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
enjoyed that and had to make a couple of rulings, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a great guy. He's playing on the Corn Ferry now.
Well, you see a lot of that with whether, PGA Tour, Canada or now PGA Tour Americas, they're here and then they're on the tour, or they're like Neil Shipley having a great amateur year last year, and he was right up there last year at the Centerport Canada Rail Park Manitoba Open.
Yeah, same with Jake Knapp. I mean, look at him.
Right, same,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Smooth swing,
Oh,
and he can hammer the ball.
He was the guy. Knapp was the guy with the rules violation.
Oh, well,
I
that's
think.
what it was. Okay.
With he was on the sprinkler head, then driver to the other sprinkler head, and then he got on the fairway, and then
Could say I would look it up, but
That's know your rules right there. Better than Adam Hadwin with the sprinkler head.
oh
Back
yes,
to his
yeah. If you
club.
saw that
Right.
smashing, I guess he got them. What did he get them? Chipotle. Yeah.
Cost him a
No
lunch.
free ads. I'm sure his wife was like, "Yeah, you got to do something there. That doesn't look good. You pay those guys. You pay those guys for that sprinkler head." Well, you did mention your job, and we touched on it a little bit. So, what got you into the force, the WPS?
I went to Red River Community College right out of high school. I did design drafting technology. That's why I love building and stuff, but that wasn't going to be a career. It was a hobby. And then I went to U of M thinking I'd be a physiotherapist. And then I found out you needed a 3.4 grade point average. And I had about the 1.4. So
the next best thing, police.
well, no, I was taking some criminology courses and I had a
Okay.
couple of buddies on the force and they told me that there's an ad in the paper and they said, why don't you do that? And I'm going, I don't know. I was kind of humming and hawing and I was taking some criminology and then they go, well, you'd never get on anyway. And I'm like, whoa. I go, now it's a bet, you know?
Yeah.
And so I put my name in and all of a sudden I got accepted. And my dad's looking at me going, now what? I don't know. I guess I become a policeman. I don't know. I had no interest in doing it. I mean, my dad wasn't, I come from a very quiet, sheltered life, and all of a sudden I'm fighting crime. So
right.
Did you ever pull over or have to? I won't say, arrest any golfers, like people you knew?
I don't know, not on purpose. Or like, I might have done it as a joke, but we used to do that all the time where you put the lid down and have your partner go up and scare the shit out of them. But no, I don't think I ever had to. Thank God for that. But that was a good job. I mean, it really was. I did it for 28 years. I retired 12 years ago. But it's like going out with the boys every night. You know, it's I mean, you got your bad stuff for sure.
Definitely,
I mean,
yeah.
I still have calls that haunt me, but overall it's pretty good. So
And I guess did golf kind of help you, say some of the bad stuff that maybe did happen? Did golf kind of help you remove yourself from that?
yeah, well, you got a lot of stuff in that police that other than policing. Like you have a great baseball league, a hockey league. I've played a lot of ball in police service, so I had a little bit of dad's genes there. So that was good. And then we had golf. I ran a golf tournament for 15 years for the police up at Clear Lake. Grizzly Bear Classic. That was fun. It was all policemen, so there was no trouble in that tournament. Had to call the on and all RCMP and tell them to go somewhere else for the couple of days.
Yeah, give them a chance. Let the boys play.
Yeah.
That's funny. Any like match play events against the firefighters or anything?
Yeah,
Like
we used to do a fire police tournament all the time, which I don't know if they carry that on anymore, but it was fun. It was a good.
Well, it sounds like
yeah.
a natural thing. They have just brought back the hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the what do they call it? Hose and Guns and Hoses. Or
Yeah,
something?
Guns and Hoses. Yeah,
Yeah, we had a golf thing going on for a while. Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting. Because you would have thought that, yeah, maybe because there were quite a few firefighters. I know that golf. Not too many on the police side, but I know on the firefighter side. Quite a few that golf.
I feel like we know more firefighters
That's
than
true.
police.
That is
so
true, yeah.
I'm sure there's some.
I saw you did Ringland. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Ringland. Yeah, he kicked off this season.
I played golf with him a million years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, he is a lot better now.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, his dad's name is Tim Ringland as well.
Oh.
So maybe that's.
Well, he'd be about our age. I know he was buddies with Tony Ford from hockey and stuff.
Yeah.
With-
That was probably.
Yeah, so that would be his dad. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dad senior. So his son, yeah, also Tim. We had that's Tim we had in the pod, and yeah, good golfer.
Yeah, there's always that natural rivalry, police and fire.
Yes.
Not so much as Winnipeg versus RCMP.
Oh, is that's a thing too?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that.
Especially in hockey.
That is okay. Seems like that's where it always starts. The rivalries always start in
there's
hockey.
Always a battle there. So
Well, touching on some of the stuff around here, I mean, it looks like you have been quite a few places, and maybe we'll save some of these for the back nine lightning round that's come up. But even some of the hockey stuff as well. Are you a Jets season ticket holder or anything, or are you just one that watches, sits on the couch and watches?
oh, I'm definitely on the couch now.
Okay.
I did the first 8 years
Okay.
with some other, actually 4 other policemen. We shared tickets. I enjoy the couch watching. So it's we're tied into it so much. My wife works with the Jets. She does she works in the wives' lounge or the family lounge downstairs next to the locker room. So, and then my men's night partner was Flamer, Mike Flamin, who was the with the equipment manager there. So, yeah, we spent a lot of time with the Jets and stuff. So, but I enjoy the couch. I have to admit, I've been there. I mean, I go there all the time, especially with Don McDonald.
Okay.
He's got season tickets, so he's always inviting me. I love it, but yeah.
But coach is better.
Well, it's tough with season tickets going so much.
Right.
You know, that's the thing. The sharing is the great. You know, and then I had him with my son, but then he just got his law degree and he was articling up in Flin Flon, so it's a tough drive to come back for a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
And he was watching the Bombers play, so, which wasn't bad either.
Does your daughter play golf?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
She's not like Garrett, but she enjoys playing. She'd be really good if she put her mind to it. But, you know, another thing, she's 32. You know, bought a house, dad has to fix it, that kind of thing. So,
Well, you're quite, the handyman. You said you're kind of in that back in the day, and you were helping out around Southwood. So they put in some new stuff in the I don't even know, the baggage area there.
yeah,
And
I call it the back shop.
yeah, the back shop. And every time it seems like I'm there, and I'm not there that often, but you seem to be there.
Yeah, I love that place. I don't know if it's my home away from home or this is my home away from home and that's the home, but I love it there. I mean, I absolutely love it. And I love building stuff. If somebody asks me, you want to build a deck or you want to go golfing, I'll build the deck every time.
Oh, okay.
So it's, I love doing it. And I love helping out at Southwood, the driving range garage I built when we first came in there. And I just love doing it. So it's, and it's my club. So that's the way I look at it. So.
And do they give you any discounts for that?
No, actually. I'm saying that to Steeper. I went in to get a club fitting with Robbie Mack the other day with Titleist, and I'm a Titleist guy through and through. And I hurt my back last year, so I wanted to see if the shafts were the same. Should be good. He says, yeah, shafts are good, but here, try this club. He says, you didn't have this when I bought those 2 years ago. And so the T150s I tried. I'm like, oh my God, they're absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that's what
So he
we've
says,
heard.
we'll try this drive or the 3-wood. The next thing I know, I'm $4,000 deep. And I said to Steeper, he says, make sure you sharpen the pencil and appreciate what I just did back there. The same price as what I could get him at Golf Town. I'm going, wow, Steeper.
You have to go back in there and unscrew some of the shelving.
No, I don't. Again, I do it because I enjoy it, not because I expect anything. So,
Yeah.
and of course, my dog's surgery there, so that just
Oh, yeah, that'll
Oh,
do it.
shit out
yeah.
of my golf
Those
club
are
right there.
expensive.
So what do you have in your bag then now?
those are all Titleist T200s.
Every single, yeah.
Yeah. There's multiples. You can tell there's way more than 14 there. So depends on where I'm playing.
Right.
I'll flip out wedges or add the 2-iron or
Yeah.
5-wood or so. I'm a Titleist guy.
Well, I heard, the new stuff is great. Haven't hit it yet. I heard it's great.
Well, it is so good. You can buy yourself a game. You literally can. The equipment is so good.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Good to know.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I missed the fitting day for Titleist this year.
Yeah.
Probably for the best. Wouldn't want to be putting all that money down. Well, I didn't have any more there, Mike. Did you have a few, or do you want to jump into the back nine?
Yeah, we can jump into it.
Well, then we'll jump into it. It's a back nine lightning round for Bryce Matlashewski, who is an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth, and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. You can also go to our Instagram or Facebook, click on our bio, and the link tree will pop up, and Bryce will be on there.
Mm-hmm. How is Bryce doing?
Haven't heard from him.
Good.
In about a month, so
probably
all things
busy.
are good. Busy with tariffs and
tariffs.
Yeah, but not only does he help you out with your investments, he can hook you up with people for mergers and acquisitions,
right,
and help you navigate some of those tough things in life, especially on the business side of things. So go see him; he can clear some things up because the investment world has been up and down with these tariffs and so on and so forth.
Very uncertain. I mean,
very uncertain, and I don't think markets like uncertainty.
No,
that's what I've learned.
Trump wasn't very definitive on his announcement today, which is good. Anyways, we won't get into that.
Another pod for another day, Mike.
Right. Okay. Gord, you got a nickname?
Huddy.
Huddy.
I was called a lot of things on the job, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Have you ever got a hole in one?
Yeah, one.
Just the one?
Yep. That's at Longbow, 16th hole.
Longbow, where's that one?
In Phoenix.
Oh, okay. And how long ago was that?
It was a while back.
Okay.
Everybody in my family's got hole-in-ones, and I've been ridden on that forever.
Of course.
My dad had 3 or 4. My sisters have all had. You see, my sons are up on the wall there. He had 3 in 12 months.
Nice.
My brother-in-law's had a pile.
All at Southwood? Your son?
Yeah, all Garrett's were. Yeah, only within 12 months too.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, they've all had it, and every single Christmas. How many hole-in-ones you had? And I hadn't had any.
Nice.
So I didn't even see that one because it's kind of a par 3 going down. You don't see it. I went over the green looking, thinking I'd hit it over. And my sister, I was playing with her, and my brother-in-law, and they looked in the hole, found it.
Oh. So. Did you have a big celebration?
It was cold out in Phoenix, and no one was on the golf course. And I go back, I'm going firstly, I didn't find it that thrilling to make a hole-in-one. I'm thinking, because I was teasing him, right? I'm going winning a club championship is way more fun than a hole-in-one.
Right.
But then I go back in the clubhouse, I'm like, okay, I got to buy beer, right? There was nobody in there. So I bought for the 4. And I went back the next day. It was a nice day, and I bought a round for everybody in the club.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, good for you. Good karma.
Just to say I did it.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brag about it.
Yeah.
So,
cool. What would be your preferred golf ball brand or model?
I'm a Titleist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Titleist through and through.
Yeah, definitely. I tried Steepers Callaway down in Mexico and when I was there December, and it was okay, but I'm still a Titleist. Anything you make a mistake on, you're going, oh, it must have been the ball, right?
Of course.
So those Callaways went right back in the bag.
Yeah.
And the Titleist came out. So I tried.
It's not a carpenter, it's the tools every time.
Yeah.
Which golf course in Manitoba would be your personal favorite?
Other than Southwood?
Sure.
Yeah, other than Southwood. Well, I grew up at Pine Ridge. I worked there for 5 years, or 6 years actually, on the course. But I think if I rule those two out, because those are obvious, I think probably Minnewasta.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Minnewasta is a great track. I think that would be one of the only clubs that could host like the Manitoba Open if it was in the city. Obviously, there's no, the logistics.
Right.
of
Yeah.
it
The logistics, accommodations, et cetera, et
that
cetera.
golf course is so good, and multi-tiered greens, putting pins on different spots. It's so good.
Nice.
Love it there.
Well, we're hopefully going to do a tour because have you played Minnewas?
I haven't, but
Yeah,
it's
neither
in
have I.
it's in the Harambe rotation this year.
Right. Yeah, and we're with Patty Law from DOSA
yeah.
National. He asked if we maybe come out and do a little tour
Cool.
of Westman, and it'd be nice to hit up
Minnedosa with Patty, that's a great track too.
Yeah.
Minnewasta at Winkler Morden is where, and so unfortunately their clubhouse burnt down again.
Yeah, again. Yeah.
God. Actually, I was just talking to Pat Law yesterday with Minnedosa. That's another great track. I mean, you go Neepawa, Minnedosa, Clear Lake, Gilbert Plains, do that circuit.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Gilbert Plains is something else.
That is what is it? The 11th hole, it goes straight up.
Yeah.
Like that's just you
Wacky.
hybrid out to the corner, and you go, okay, now
Take
what?
the chairlift up.
Yeah. Well, the way it used to be at Neepawa, what was it? The 9th hole at Neepawa, I had a ski pole to pull you up. I mean, now it's 18 holes, but when it was only
really?
a 9-holer, yeah.
Wow.
It had a tow rope to pull
No
you
way.
up. It was so steep. And my mom's from Neepawa, so we played it a million times. But yeah, it would pull you up with a tow rope.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You got any Manitoba courses that are on your bucket list? Something you haven't played yet? I imagine you've been everywhere.
You know what?
across.
Pleasant Valley. I've never played Pleasant Valley.
Nice.
I've heard it's great. We got so many good golf courses. When my son was up in Flin Flon playing Phantom Lake up there, the 9-holer, what a golf course that is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Jeez.
you need a rock club. Like you are in the middle
Right, of course.
like the Canadian Shield. It's like rock everywhere. But what a golf course. It is so much fun. I played in a match play event there.
Oh, fun.
And it's fun. I mean, I played in a ball tournament, and you're playing at midnight there because the sun doesn't
Yes.
set.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? You know, and that's a good place. I'd never been to Flin Flon before, but boy, if
I've
it was
never
2
been.
hours from here, it'd be unbelievable.
I got to remember that to take, because I usually do a tour once a year. I go up to Flin Flon, the Paw, and Thompson, because I would like to play. I didn't know there was one in Flin Flon.
Yeah,
Now I
Phantom
know.
Lake is a great track. Yeah, and it's so good. Like they had I think the greenskeeper, I played with him, and I think he was from St. Charles at one time. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, I would highly recommend it. So
Put on the bucket list.
Put it on the list.
Yeah.
yeah, a quick 9-hour drive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you're doing it all the time. When my son was living up there, so it was great. So.
Sounds like you've done some golf tourism. What would be the most memorable course that you've ever had the chance to play?
Probably St. Andrews, memorable.
Right.
The most fun I've ever had on a golf course is Brora, which is north of Dornoch, which in Scotland. Brora was what I thought Scottish golf would be. There's sheep and cattle grazing. The fairways.
That'd be cool.
They've got on the greens an electric wire that's about 3 feet off the ground with a garden hose, and you have to step over it and they keep that there so the cattle and the sheep don't go on. So you've got the rubber hose so you don't fry your balls going over it, right?
No way.
It's just amazing. It's just, you got cow dung and sheep dung, and they got like on the rules thing, you get free
Yep.
relief from cow dung. As a rules official, never seen that before.
Wow.
It's
How do you spell that?
Brora. There's some pictures of it here somewhere.
Did you you played the old course at St. Andrews? Did you just play it the one time?
Yep. Yeah. Played that with Jack McDonald. He's the head rules guy for Golf Canada, and he was short of rules. We hosted the Canadian Amateur at Southwood. We shared it with Elmhurst one year, and they were short one rules official. So Jack told me I need you, and I was chair of the tournament, but I said, I can't do it, Jack. And he goes, well, I owe you a favor. So I knew he was going to be at the RNA meetings when I was going to be in Scotland. So I phoned him up and said, yeah, I want to play St. Andrews. And
Wow.
he got us out there, which was great. With 2 other guys from Southwood, and with Jack being a member, we got to play the back set of tees, which was nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was the perfect caddy, perfect host. Nice tour inside to see the whole building, and it was
That's amazing.
it was pretty cool.
What is, like you said, a museum down here? We'll have to charge people.
That's
charge
because of
people
my
to come
age.
down here and check it out. Well, I mean, there's that too. But hey, that's all right. You're lucky to have done what you've done.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to, with the Masters, been there a half a dozen times, in the Open and Ryder Cup a couple times, once over in Scotland, and
You were working. Were you working at some of these events, or?
all of those I was just watching them. I've been there's some stuff over there from Albany for Tigers tournament. You see the pictures over there with Dustin and Zach Johnson. I did the Pro-Am there. I worked a couple tournaments there did a spotter for Emiliano Grilli, who's trying to break the 2-hour. He was playing by himself, and Jimmy Walker had played the day before under 2 hours because they were a single because they're last out, and Justin Rose hurt himself or something. So he's going to try and beat Walker's record under 2. Walker did it walking and under 2 hours, and then he's now trying to beat the record. So now he's running, and I'm spotting for him. So I got to stay ahead. And Albany is it's sand. I'm exhausted from running in
Wow.
6 inches of sand. But it was funny when we got to the 18th tee. The group behind us was on 9 green. We were 9 holes ahead of them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Emiliano says at the end, "You Gordy here, you can have my ball." I just need a beer. A nice collect beer will do it. So.
That's amazing. And then how did you get to go to the Masters?
Buddy from work, one of my staff sergeants, he gets tickets every year. So he would, he's very generous with it. And
How did he get that?
he was on the lottery for the practice rounds.
Right.
And then I don't know what year it was that they opened up, just through attrition, they needed to open up the Thursday to Sunday tickets. And he got his name drawn from the practice round lottery.
Wow.
And put him into the main one.
Good.
Amazing.
And so he's pretty generous passing around. He only gives them the people that he knows because he doesn't want to risk somebody trying to scalp him.
Of
because they're worth
course.
a fortune, as you know. But I've been there every day. So like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday through Sunday. So it's
Do you prefer a day?
practice rounds are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Because you
That's what I've heard.
Take a camera. It's a little more chill.
Yeah. Yeah, right. There's less people and you can kind of walk the whole course.
Yeah, once you've been there a couple of times, you get the technique. Like you don't go in the order of the holes. You go get down to Amen Corner and then work your way back up because now you're not with the crowd, but you get the hang of it. It's amazing. Every time you go, the course has changed.
Right.
The first time I was there was in 96, and then the last time was in 22. It's just totally different, and you go there one year and then you go there the next year and there's 40-foot high pine trees and you're going,
Right.
What happened? So
How did this get here?
it's pretty amazing. I've taken my kids there twice, and I remember my daughter walking across the first fairway. It's like your instinct to take your shoes off like you're in someone's house.
Right.
It's just so perfect.
Amazing.
That's all you hear. Yeah, it's not like a blade of glass. A
There's
blade of
some-
grass is out of place.
There's some pine straw behind the bar there from
Blade of glass.
I have some
What?
pine straw from Augusta there behind the bar there.
Oh yeah, I see that. It's just hanging up there and on the wall.
Yeah. Interesting.
Probably have to take a sniff of that.
Are they allowed? You allowed to take that out?
Well, I won't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed on 16 when we were there last time that every time somebody took a shot on the par 3, they would collect the divot and they'd give it to somebody.
Oh,
Right.
random.
Interesting.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't have turned it.
Absolutely, I would take it.
Take it home.
Put it in a jar. I think some guy did that and he was trying to seed his lawn with grass from Augusta. Or
My luck, I
something.
get stuck at customs trying to bring in
Right.
a plant or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get locked up.
What would be your ultimate dream course to play anywhere in the world?
I don't know. I'm not really that bucket list kind of guy, but
Yeah.
obviously the Augusta. I mean, I'd love to play there, but I think having been there a few times, it's good. And I'm not going to say good enough because I'd love to do it, but
Yeah.
Pebble, I've been to Pebble, but never got to play it. We had to get to the mall. My daughter, right,
They got great malls and great malls
had to
there.
get to San Francisco.
Right.
Torrey Pines was great. I've never played it. We went to watch a buddy of mine, Robbie Oppenheim, playing the PGA there. That is an amazing place to play golf and public, so you can get in there.
Those are good answers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pebble's been coming up quite a bit.
It has been now, yeah. Just interesting. Maybe because the price tag's so high now.
Was it like 7?
That's
7?
9.
9.
I
Yeah.
think you're at the $1,000
Yeah.
mark now.
Wow.
So, yeah, and if you want to, you're not going to go just play one, so you got to play Spanish, Bay,
Right. You're going to play
Spyglass.
Spyglass.
Spyglass, and so you're.
You got to remember Spyglass.
Got to, yeah.
My
Thanks,
brother-in-law,
Mike.
my brother-in-law did it. I think it was his 50th birthday. He played all 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's just a waste of 3 rounds because he's shitty. So,
That's why I gave up the
Sorry.
game. Yeah,
Sorry,
that's why I gave up the game. Yeah.
he won't listen.
That's like me, though. I played lots of nice courses, and I'm pretty not great.
Yeah, I was going to say, pretty
That's
shitty.
not
We've
even
all
fair,
been there.
so.
Been there, done that.
I wish I would be doing that. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Sign me up. I'd shoot a 99 at any one of those courses. I'm happy to do it.
More for your money.
Yeah.
That's right. What would be your career low round?
64. 64 at Coyote Run, which is a little course at Leisure World in Phoenix.
Leisure World.
Yeah, it's a fun little track. It's a par 73. And they have skin games there Monday, Wednesday, Saturday at the time. Now I think it's Friday. I won a lot of money that day.
I would hope so.
And yeah, it was lights out. But they had 5 par 5s, I think. So
Oh, okay.
you make some eagles there. So it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Still, that's impressive.
You've spent some time down in Phoenix, it seems.
Yeah, my younger sister, and my brother-in-law was telling you about. They have a place on in Tuscany Villas, right by Coyote Run.
Okay.
Actually, they're on the Painted Mountain golf course, so it's a nice spot. So when I retired, they were still working, so I would go down there for 2 or 3 months, and then they retired and they wanted their place back, which
Oh, how rude.
Yeah.
is very selfish. I
Yeah.
So
Where do you like to play down there?
a lot. Well, we played a lot at the Coyote Run there because of the skins games. A bunch of guys from Southwood are members there, and then played some down at. I got a buddy who's a member at Whisper Rock. If you've
Oh, yes.
Mickelson, so we played a lot there. Where else were we? Estancia with Mark Olson from Breezy. He used to be at Estancia, which is just an unbelievable golf course. So yeah, I played a lot down there, quite a bit.
Yeah.
We had a group of guys that would go down there for 10 days and play. I call it snob golf because you're just playing
Snob
the
golf.
most beautiful. In 10 days, I'm paying green fees that buy my membership at Southwood.
Right.
I mean, it was just ridiculous, but
Snob golf.
so beautiful.
The next thing you know, you're dropping a few grand on new clubs and balls.
Yeah.
Golf's not cheap.
No.
It isn't. It's good for the. It's good mental health though,
Oh.
and physical health. So there you go.
Yeah.
Can't put a price tag on that, can you?
Thank you. Stay around and talk to my wife after.
Yeah.
Should I have said that louder?
She's not a golfer, so yeah.
My wild card question here. Have you ever got into a real heated quarrel or a squabble regarding one of the rulings in a tournament? And what was that ruling about? You don't need to name any names, but did anything like that?
Definitely. Only once.
Only once,
And-
all right.
Definitely only once.
Well, it's that, it's golf, but it's funny how I have to be politically correct on this. So without naming names, right? But it's funny because you do get some guys chirp at you and I just falls off my back because you spent 28 years as a policeman. I'm not, it's not intimidating for a golfer with his little white glove on his hand yelling at me. So it's just, I don't mean to sound stupid there, but it's really nothing,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it got over a ruling on it was a ground under repair, I think, or a path, and it was miles off the fairway. So I'm going like, no, it wasn't. Usually, what you do is in an area is the ground under repair. Is it typical on the golf course? On a muni course may have more damage than on a private course. So, but that same damage on a muni course would be ground under repair on the private course, but not vice versa because it's typical, or if it's atypical, then yeah, we'd give you relief. In this case, it was typical. It was miles away from the fairway, 80 yards off the fairway. I'm not giving you relief from that, but got a little heated and somehow the policeman in me came out. And I got my pee-pee slapped by Golf Manitoba.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good.
Shouldn't
That
have
means
done that.
that's okay. You live and you learn, right?
Yeah.
Don't want to reoffend.
Some things come back.
That does, I guess, yeah. If you be more lenient, if you were in the fairway, not on, 80 yards off the target.
Right.
Maybe you don't deserve relief.
On the fairway, I would have given it to him.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah. So, anyway, that's, you know what? I got to say, I don't even know how long I've been an official, probably 22 years. I could say on one hand, I've had I wouldn't even call it an argument, a discussion about it. You get a second ruling, like a tailor-made rep, Breezy. EJ, thank you. He needed a ruling at Selkirk. Didn't like my ruling, asked for a second opinion. He got a better ruling from that guy. And it's water off a duck's back, so didn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I took that other rules official back out for the ruling, and he ended up agreeing with me. Because I want to make sure I'm doing it right. But it's an opinion thing on some of those, on whether you should get relief. And Eric was great about it. And when we do a second ruling, if Eric wanted a second opinion, we call for a rules official.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing right beside him so he can hear what I'm saying over the radio. And then as soon as the next rules official comes in, I leave. I don't explain to the rules official what's going on.
Oh.
It's just like he comes in fresh. Eric explains, or the person, I shouldn't pick on Eric here, but they explain the ruling, and then they're fresh. It's not like he's nuts. He shouldn't get
Right.
No, it's not like that. He gets a fresh call, boom, done, and whatever happens. So
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
If you
fair.
don't like that decision, can you go back to the original decision?
No. So, yeah. It's like a breakfast ball. Okay. So you choose a breakfast ball. That's the ball in play. Yeah. That's somewhere in the rules. Maybe rule 26. Yeah. There's only 25. So in case you weren't paying attention.
Oh, we're going to get tested on this,
I
aren't we?
think so. Yeah. I'll have to read this book. The pages look thick and very durable. So, our flagship question in the back nine lightning round: what is your favorite condiment?
Mm-hmm. At the turn, what are you putting on? A hot dog, hamburger?
Well, nothing ever happens. It's a turn for me.
Putting on
I'm going to go because it's Masters coming up.
Here we go.
My daughter and I, Sunday, sit here, watch the Masters, and eat Dorito chips with dill pickle dip.
Oh,
So I'm going to go with the
Oh.
dill pickle dip.
Dill pickle
that's a good
dip.
answer.
Where would you even get dill pickle dip?
I think
Is it
Safeway.
really?
Yeah,
I've
Yeah, I've
never
had
had
it.
Philadelphia.
Oh,
great,
got it.
right?
Okay. Yep.
Oh, yeah, Dorito chips and
With
dill
Right.
Doritos.
Addictive.
Whoa,
well,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I've never
try
had
that.
it with Doritos.
Oh, wow.
so good.
Very
Well,
addictive.
that's what
the
I'm going to
dill
do
pickle,
next weekend.
Sunday.
That's what we're doing, Sally. You want to try that? Doritos and no? All right.
Yeah.
Sally.
No,
you gotta give it a
thanks.
Try. My daughter and I have done it for years.
Start a new tradition. Cheese.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get some pimento and cheese sandwiches for our Masters episode.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, we should. I know, didn't Brett make some?
She did.
Yeah, what we talked about was hard to get the pimento for the pimento and cheese.
Right.
Right? Is that what it was? Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah. We'll have to source some.
But Doritos and dill pickle. Okay.
Doritos
Yeah, you can
and
ask
dill
my
pickle.
wife when because she found it. She hunted it down, so maybe she'll know.
Yeah, I will, because I'm going to try that. Because I like Doritos and I like dill pickle. Mash them together.
So good.
Why not?
Just blend it up.
It's like
Yeah.
cheese whiz and raspberry jam.
I'll blend it.
With
Same
some
thing.
raspberry.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
Really?
Cheese whiz and raspberry
I
jam.
get transferred to the academy. I was teaching at the academy for 6 years, and I get it there, and the guys are putting cheese whiz and raspberry jam on toast in the staff room.
Wow,
I'm
that's
going, what
weird.
are you doing? And they go, "Well, try it." And I tried it. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." I'm sure it's good
Interesting.
for you, right? Cheese whiz.
Yeah.
and
Well,
raspberry
yeah,
jam.
well, whatever.
It is so good.
Something to try. We'll do that. Well, that
Put
was
that on the list.
Yeah, we'll put it down. This has actually been an enlightening condiment question. I got a lot of stuff to
Yeah,
look
cheese
into
whiz
now.
would be a condiment, right? In the little package.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Yeah.
So I got you there.
Yeah, we'll take that. And that was the Back Nine Lightning Round for Bryce Malashewski, who is an investment advisor with Endeavor Wealth Management, part of IA Private Wealth, and a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Contact Bryce at 204-515-3446. Gord, this has been great. I know you've made some notes. Is there anything that you wanted to bring up, maybe an anecdote or a story or a thing that we should have covered on this?
I was waiting on the best tip,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
which
You
is
were
when I'm
right.
playing with the Sharpie.
Okay.
Mac McLeod, who used to be one of the pros at Southwood, he taught my kids in junior golf, and he had the Sharpie. He put I know for the sake of the mic here, I'm putting a dot on my left thumb in the top, and then you put one right in the palm of your hand.
So you're using a
there.
red Sharpie, yeah, and putting dots on your...
So on the middle of my palm, and then when you take your grip, you put the dots on top of each other, and it's the perfect grip.
Interesting.
Every time it works.
So where is it on your
left thumb right on
so
the
you're
top
obviously a righty
knuckle.
golfer, yeah.
Yeah, and then in the middle of your palm, right at the heel of your hand, roll it, put it on. It's the perfect grip every time.
And that's legal? You can do that? Yeah, all right.
Mac was such a good instructor. He taught me for years as well, and he's so good. His dad actually, George, is a rules official out of Brandon, and George is. I'll tell you this. This is one of the funniest. Well, it's a story. You can decide if it's funny. And he's doing officiating at Nipawa, and it was on the 11th hole, par 5. He's got hearing aids. He's deafer than ever without his hearing aids. So he's backed his cart into the bush, and he's got a nice spot in the sun overlooking the 11th green. He can see 17 or 16. He's got a great spot as a rules official. And Garth's coming up. And Garth is playing, and he comes over to George and says, hey, George. He's going, hold on, I got to put my hearing aids in. Here he's backed in, and that cart's been going beep, 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 beep. Georgie.
Oh, that is a good one.
And again, Garth. Everything's with Garth.
Everything's with Garth, apparently.
Everything's with Garth.
He's been everywhere, and as it seems, so have you. But this was great. I'm sure we could have talked ad nauseum about all the stuff, especially the stuff down here in the basement. But perfect timing. I think we made perfect timing on this one. So thanks again so much. Thanks for the hospitality. This has been great. And yeah, have yourselves a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you next time.
So long.
Bye-bye.
And you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot.